am Angie, and I'm going to be your counselor.
Nice to meet you. I'm
What's your
Jenny.
Nice to meet you, Jenny.
Nice to meet you.
All right, before we get started, I've got a little bit of stuff to go over, just to make sure that we're on the same page.
Okay.
Our confidentiality statement is if you are in session with me and you disclose that you're going to harm yourself or cause harm to somebody else or abuse or neglect of some kind, I'm required to report that to the state.
Okay.
It's my duty to report. Do you understand that?
I understand that.
All right, cool. And that's basically all I've got to start off with. Do you have any questions before we get started?
I do not.
You don't?
No.
All right, well, tell me about yourself, Jenny.
I am 27. I'm from Kentucky originally.
Okay.
I lived in Colorado for a little while, and then moved back here before I was incarcerated with my boyfriend at the time.
Okay. So, boyfriend at the time. Are you still together?
He's my husband now. Yeah,
Husband
we've
now.
been married for 4 years.
Okay.
So we got married in 2014. So
Okay. Cool. What do you do for a living, Jenny?
I am office manager at a caulking place in Nicholasville.
Okay, a caulking place.
Mhm.
So, like bathtub caulk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like industrial, residential, anything like that.
Okay, cool. So, what brings you to treatment?
I was referred here. I have to undergo aftercare treatment. I completed the 500-hour residential RDAP program while I was incarcerated through the Federal Bureau of Prisons. So as a part of my release of getting out early and being able to complete RDAP, I agreed to do aftercare with this agency. So
Okay. So, you did the 500-hour RDAP program.
I did.
Can you tell me about your experience with RDAP?
So I was in there right at 10 months, so it's 500 hours, like I said, residential drug and alcohol program. Basically, it just identifies faulty thinking patterns and behaviors that you experience either like in your criminal activity or prior substance use. So it was a lot of writing, a lot of getting up and talking, a lot of people getting in trouble. So if anyone gets in trouble, we all have to have the burden of going through it all again. So
Okay. Was that your first time going to any type of substance abuse treatment?
it was.
It
Yeah.
was. Okay. Let's see here. Your first time going to treatment. Now tell me about your time being incarcerated.
I was incarcerated on a mail fraud charge. My husband is still currently incarcerated. Incarceration in itself wasn't horrible. The RDAP program was really good for me too, just as far as identifying things that I wasn't aware that I was either doing or things that are kind of built into my personality that I wasn't aware of. So RDAP was good for me as far as that goes. I really had no problems when I was incarcerated. Never got any write-ups or anything. Everything was good though. I'm happy to be out. But
I bet you are.
yes, very happy to be out, but everything was good while I was in there. So
Okay. So it sounds like your time incarcerated wasn't bad, and you enjoyed the RDAP program.
Very much,
and it
yes.
helped you.
right,
Okay.
it was very beneficial to me.
Okay. So how long have you been clean and sober for?
So I got locked up in 2015.
Okay.
So since then, I've been sober ever since. Then this is the first time being out here in society that I've been clean and sober. So I'm kind of adjusting to that, readjusting being into society without being in the whole criminal culture and drug culture. So that's a positive experience too.
Okay. So how's that going, the adjustment process?
The adjustment's good. This is the first time I've been able to really like hold down a job, go to work every day, and have like money I can spend on things I want to spend on.
Legal money.
Legal money. That's a very positive thing. I'm kind of able to do what I want, so I kind of enjoy that. I don't really have anybody I'm having to answer to, so it's kind of not other than my PO, but that's nice, just being able to just work and go home.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying it.
So let me see if I'm understanding you correctly. This is the first time you've been sober out on your own since you began your use.
Correct.
Okay. And the only treatment you're doing now is coming here.
Correct. Yeah. And then so another part of my aftercare program, I'm supposed to be attending NA and AA meetings,
Okay.
and I'm in the process of getting into those and kind of getting in the groove with those. I've never been to one, so I'm a little concerned, but I plan on starting going to those next week. So
Okay. So it sounds like you have some goals
I
for
do.
recovery already set out for you.
Right.
Planning to continue treatment here, planning to go to AA and NA,
Mhm.
and to stay sober.
Correct.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how dedicated do you feel to staying sober and your ability to stay sober?
Right now, I would answer that with a 10 because I'm
10.
pretty motivated.
That's great.
RDAP really taught me, how to cope with things out here that I wasn't able to cope with before. So learning those things has kind of made my motivation like super high. Knowing that I can do it motivates me even more. So, and that I'm out here like thriving legally is very motivating. Things that I can still do essentially the same things that I was doing, but I'm doing it legally and not having to worry about going to jail or who's looking for me or anything like that. So I'm
Okay.
motivated.
Okay, let's see. So we went over your previous substance history. We went over why you were incarcerated. And your husband is currently incarcerated still.
He
Still.
is, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. In your work, are you enjoying your job at work?
I love it. I love it. And I work with a lot of people who are also in recovery,
Okay.
as far as the people that actually go out and do all the jobs and stuff. So our boss is really, he tries to employ people either that have criminal backgrounds or in recovery.
Okay.
And so I think all of us being able to see that we're out here in society, doing our jobs and doing what we're supposed to be doing to make people proud that we can. It shows that we can do it, proves it to everyone else and ourselves. So
Okay. So it sounds like you have a very supportive boss and supportive network in your life.
we do.
Or
Yeah.
a safety net.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have family around who can support you that you can talk to besides your coworkers?
I do. My family lives here. They don't live in Lexington, but they live in Kentucky. They're not far away. And then I also have a brother. My in-laws are great. I have a ton of nieces and nephews. I have 2 dogs. I don't know if that would be support, but
Dogs are definitely
dogs
support.
are definitely support. Yeah. They mean a lot to me, so they kind of keeps me focused. Everyone is happy that I'm out, so I don't want to break that trust and have to rebuild those relationships again by getting reincarcerated. So
Okay. Well, it's good that you have a great support system and you have your goals set up for you, and you have a plan for yourself.
right.
What type of long-term goals do you have besides getting to AA and completing this treatment program?
Long term, definitely working on my marriage just because where we've both been incarcerated, it's not strained, but it's just we're going to have to learn how to pretty much live together and like be in society together and be together, not using. So we're both very motivated to do that. So we're looking forward to that. And then I also want to go back to school. I'm not sure exactly what field I want to go into. I've looked at going into counseling, so just with what I learned in the RDAP program has equipped me for that. So that's a long-term goal for me. But I plan on figuring out, like I have student loans, so I have to pay those and get those caught up and stuff, or they were
Oh gosh.
in default. So once I kind of get that lined out and on a payment plan, I can go back. So I'm looking into that now, but those are pretty much really the only long-term goals I've made for myself, other than staying clean and doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, those are great goals to have. It's great to have a career in mind that you want to do and a kind of a foundation.
Right.
Because in RDAP, you probably were able to experience being a group leader or a team leader
Yeah.
for each session that y'all did.
Right.
So that's great.
Yeah.
Student loans. Once you get those squared out,
They'll be good. Yeah.
It'll all
that's
be
the
good.
only thing that's really hanging me up. So
yeah, well, that's great.
thank you.
All right, we will end there.
Thank you.